Okay, hello everyone. Um, this is the second stream of my work on the Mega Man Engine editor. Today I guess we're just going to continue where I left off yesterday, and that is with tile brushes. I hope the audio is a little better today. I was informed that I had a lot of noise. It may be a little quiet, but my microphone levels are about as high as they can go.
Welcome to the Edge Ready Rooms for men who get stuff done. Good luck out there. No matter what kind of stuff we do, we have to get ready to do it.
I do. My own.
And when we're getting ready to get ready...
Yeah, so the microphone may be a little quiet, but it's already at its max and I can't really boost it without creating a bit of noise. So I'm just going to have to lean in really close to the microphone. Okay, so in order to get tile brushes in, it's a capability that we need to add directly to the tile set in the common library, because we want them to be able to save along with the rest of the tile set, so that anywhere the tile set goes, the brushes go too. So actually the first thing I'm going to do is look into my old deprecated editor and see if there's anything in there that we can use, because I know this old editor did have brushes in some form. Let's see. I haven't actually looked in here in quite a while. There's a tile brush, and perhaps somewhere in here. Let's see. There's brush form that might help a little bit. So, okay, so this one, it definitely just used a separate XML file, which was the plan. Well, I don't know, haven't decided yet, but it did not put the brushes into the common library. It was only an editor specific feature. But it's good that I found this, because I did find that I do have one of these brushes files still hanging around. Yes, tiles brushes. Okay, so I saw this yesterday and I really had no idea what it was, but I think the file I just loaded, this method seems to understand what's going on there. Loads the whole thing, split on spaces, parse it to into a new tile brush. Okay. Each line splits on spaces, and then each one of those, the first two elements are, let me throw this on a side here. So the first two elements, like 2, 2, is passed to the tile brush, and the remaining are, the first two columns are the size, x, y, and then the next 4, or however many elements, is the IDs of the tiles. Okay, so this first line says we have a brush that is 2 by 2, and the cells are 28, 29, 29, 28, so that's like kind of an X pattern with those. I should probably check on my chat room. Nobody here yet, as far as I'm aware. Okay. But we are recording this for the future, so I'm not really talking to nobody. Okay, yes I am. I guess I can just copy this into the new editor. Why not? It'll work. Load brushes. I will make a new brush. The question is just where do I put this method? This is the view model for the new brush panel in the WPF editor. I guess first thing I'm going to do is just grab this. I'll figure out where to paste it in a second. I don't really like the look of the code. It's kind of unclean. That's okay. I can handle that later. You know what? I'll save them. Let's grab a save method as well. The rest of this is, it's right in the form. Well, that's what you get in WinForms. Do I have a sort of tile set document in the new editor? Maybe? I do. Wow, that's awesome. Perfect, this is exactly where it belongs. Add sand property, load, and save brushes. Yeah, this is all not here. That is a file path, that is... get file name without extension, and then combine. Let's just turn that to absolute. File name without extension. Sure, why not? Okay, that should work already. Okay, let's just add a load brushes method to, or a call to load brushes in the constructor. And in addition to the tile set, the document will also, so the tile set document class we're in now is basically the editor specific model for a tile set. I don't really know what else to call it. It's not a view model, it's the model in, it's part of the model layer inside the editor application. The tileset class itself is in the common library so that both the editor and the engine can use it. So obviously the engine doesn't care what a brush is. That's totally not its prerogative. Okay, we do need a collection of brushes down here. Let's see what type it should. This should be just some collection. Brush equals new. Brush. I think that's going to be multi-tile brush. That's what I called it here. Yes. And usually in that case I just use var. It's easier. And brushes dot add. Okay, so I just need a list of multi-tile brush. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, now that's perfectly happy. Brush.height, that does not exist anymore. What does exist for it to use? There's a width and height. It's private. I guess I can make them publicly accessible. I don't see any reason why not. I mean, at least they used to be. Yeah, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is convert these to properties. And then rename them. Okay. Now that should be good, so that the tileset document can now width height. That should be okay. That means the rest of this method should work fine, assuming it worked before. The add tile method is still there. Because I think I copied the brush from the old editor as well. That's why it just works. And brushes.add. That's all. Okay. I mean, that should do it, I guess. The thing is the... Whoa. Gotta finish this one. Okay. Unreachable code. Why is this unreachable? Oh, because it's not initialized. Wait. tell me why that's... Something's obviously not going to build. Ooh, oh, well, of course it's not going to build, because this other editor needs to be unloaded because it is totally broken. But other than that, this does not build because I never included generic. Okay. Still no? Anybody in the... Nope. Going to assume that I preview. I really don't like Twitch's UI. It's kind of confusing, and sometimes things just don't seem to work quite right. I guess I don't trust that all the... Well, why should I trust that it's correct when it thinks I'm offline right now? Anyway, cannot be used like a method. Okay. What do we have? Okay, it's just not a method anymore. Ooh. What is that? Cell is... Ooh. I know, so the cells is a multidimensional array, and, well, it's an array of arrays, and the method that it had expected basically select many'd out all of the cells. So, can I just do that right here? No. That. Yeah, let's just do it here. So this loop just needs to iterate over all the cells linearly, so we have to flatten out the array. Flatten. Okay. I'm selecting an array. Select everything, and does that flatten that out into a single cell? Okay, that should do it. Build, perhaps? Okay, this is really bothering me, so I'm going to extract this chunk. Will it be smart enough for that? No. Yeah. That's good enough. I had planned to extract out the stream part, but... Oh, wouldn't be able to do that anyway. Okay. Great. Now we just need to expose that list of brushes to... Never assign to load brushes. That's a good point. Well... View model. Where were we? Oh, that's where I was looking. I know that the control needs to display all of them. The binding for the item source is just called brushes, and let's say file brush control view model. Brushes. That's all garbage. The brushes property expose media. Okay, that will be exposed in a second. Okay. Something wrong? Oh, geez, that's a tile set, not a tile set document. What is going on? Am I even using this class properly? The stage has a tile set, indeed, but it probably should be exposing it as a tile set document. Well, here, that's no fun. Crap. Checking the Twitch. Nothing. Okay, seriously, I don't trust this site. Am I really in the... Yes, I am. And nobody's viewing. That's just fine with me. Okay. Is there a way I can just create one of these? Where's that? Oh, that's why that's what it was called. This is called from add stage view model. And that came from here, which came from here. Came from its tile set factory and loaded it there. Okay, there's a problem with the tile set being exposed, or probably shouldn't be, so we can fix that right now. I'm gonna look everywhere that uses this, and it's probably way too many. Oh, it's not too bad. Other places that use it are layout editing view model, tile brush control, I just put it there, tile set editor, and the base tile set view model. I can work with that. Except if we don't ever change the tile set, like right when it first loads the document, I'm not going to have a tile set document to work with. Great. Okay, who was that before? Who had that? Got it from tile set factory. Where did your factory come from? Oh, it was injected by... Great. Do I have an inject in it? See, I don't even remember. I work on this so infrequently, like, hey, do I have an inject? No. Yeah, I do. I've got an inject, so that's probably where it came from. But, Let's see, is that set up that it'll just work? I don't know. Add stage view model. Where does it even get used? Yeah, app container. Okay. What do you know? That thing just work. Okay. So if I change that in my brush controls code, instead of saying that, I save that and corner view. Something wrong? Probably. Need an include, but which one do I want? Just inject. That's it. So I think that is an extension method. Yep. Whoa. So that means I can go back into here, into the view model, and ask for, do I really want it in here, actually? That's probably a good idea that I just did that anyway, because I've been forgetting to do that kind of thing. But what I meant is that I wanted the stage document to do that, to have one of those. So I have a tileset factory. What can it even do? Does it only load from a file path? That is just great. You know what? How about instead of using the factory, I make it so that... Oh, oh, come on. I could just do it like that. I don't even need the stupid factory. I'm an idiot. So stage document, what you're going to do is map equals blah. Where do I want to put this property? Okay, I know that's a name conflict, but what you're going to do, map equals new stage info. Will it blow up if I do that? Probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would. So let's just leave it at null right there and say that that's probably where that belongs actually. Let's put it there. So actually, stage info.tileset. I'll just get rid of that because I can let everyone else figure out how to deal with that. So they should only be interacting with the tileset document and not going straight to the tileset below it. There we go, and now I just need to make sure this is initialized when the stage is first loaded. Will that be here? Project, stage link info, link name. Aha! Whoa. Bunch of people aren't happy about that. Let's start in here. There you go. And what I expected, all of these other view models that were counting on it being a plain old tile set are not happy. Set tile set. Okay, they can do that. I apologize to Demeter. Nobody watching. Tile set dot brushes. That's now going to be a tile set document. Wink. Boom. Oh, is that all the errors? That can't be. Other stuff. Yeah, there we go. With that. Okay, fine. You can do it too. And we build. Okay, so actually, if I load Crystal Man stage, since this file already exists with some brushes, I should be able to load a stage and see the brushes in here. Let's see. I give this about a 50-50, maybe 40-60 chance. Ooh, okay. Never mind. Tile says, I was thinking about that when I first wrote the property, and I forgot because tileset.brushes didn't go anywhere. That's not what I said. There we go. Numerable.empty, very handy. Don't have to initialize a list or anything, waste memory just to return empty. The method I think is just yield return, or yield break t is the entire implementation. Well, just yield break. There's no need for the t or anything. Oh, it tried. Sprite is null. Okay, so I think there were brushes that it loaded. I think. Wait, where's my call stack? Inside. Okay, that does not help. Okay, we'll try it again, but this time I will check that not you, not you. There. See what happens. It actually returns some brushes. Also, it's null. That'll be fine. Okay. No. I'm setting what? Null because it was just curiosity. Stage is null. Okay. So just a whole lot of null going on. Okay. Now it has a tile set. Tileset.brushes, there are 10 of them. Perhaps the file is just corrupt and the tiles don't match, so it might just be trying to access a tile by an index that doesn't exist, and so it's got no image, and so it blew up. Cells. These are just, okay, this data's not going to help because it's all just the numbers. Ah, yes. Okay, the tile set is looking for tiles up to the indexes of 70, 71, anything higher than that. So anyway, that means that that's the wrong. Crystal Man's tiles. Do they go up to 71? Well, maybe. But yeah, they do. 78. Okay. So I guess theoretically this should work. Negative ones? What is up with that? Oh, that's probably for like black space. I think in the old version of the editor I might have had like give you a free black tile for use with, you know, space, so you didn't have to put it in your tile sheet. I don't think this version of the editor has that, and not to mention the fact that trying to access anything by an index of -1 is generally a bad idea. Let's just see if that fares a little better. Nope. Alright. The sprite is null. Data context null. Why is that? This is going to be a pain. Checking on the Twitch. Nope. That happened because, okay, my brush control has that sprite image here. Binding default sprite, that's for a tile. That doesn't make any sense. So the items in this are brushes. This whole thing is not set up. There's no controls or anything set up to handle displaying a brush properly, so I don't know how I expected that to work. Brushes, that is directly the multi-tile brush. This object is what is being enumerated. And there's really nothing about that that would work. Now what I could do, let's look where sprite image is actually being used correctly. Entity tray, okay. Well, that's the only place. Okay. And it's using that in a default sprite, enumerating over probably entities. Yes, binding path entities. We'll look at its view model and we'll find out. Entity info. What do you know? And that contains a default sprite. It is a sprite. Okay. Sprite image is not at all set up to handle more than one sprite in the first place. I would need to make a totally different control to handle it. So in the meantime, I don't know, I probably should just get straight to that now. Maybe I can make the sprite image handle it. This really is only for handling one sprite. Could I have the XAML like put it in a grid and use multiple sprite images? That would be absolutely atrocious. I don't know. Yeah, it's possible I just need to make a new control. So, wait, tile image, there's sprite image and then there's tile image. Tile image is basically the exact same thing, except it takes a tile as its... It's always great to see code that looks almost copy and pasted. It was copy and pasted. Okay, so it looks like I might be able to combine these two, share a base class at the very least, and then have a multi-tile brush image control thing. Since it's a grid, that sort of works to our advantage, because the brushes are arranged as a grid. Tile image one is a selected tile property rather than a highlight. So the sprite image comes with the ability to click on it and it highlights with this, or you can make it glow highlighted, like selected. Essentially the same constructor. Yeah. One gets its data context out as a tile, the other gets it as a sprite. Huh. How could I combine these two? Because they're both relying on their data context here. Tick. How about instead of getting this out of this data context, it just gets it straight out of a sprite property. So when data context changed, this one just assign that. Simple enough. Don't need to use that. Use that. And use that. And this one could be a variant of a tile image that I should fix that. Are these overrides? I think. Nope, they're just now these two get in each other's way. I don't know. It's two dependency properties. Probably not. We'll find out soon enough. Let's go for it. Okay, that covers tile image tick. Actually, means I need to rename that to regular tick. And actually, I don't need to override this at all. I'll leave that virtual just for usefulness. find it. Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay, now that means I don't need a tick here because it's exactly the same method. This data context would actually be width. Tile width is the sprite width. Cal that sprite. That's what this is. Goodbye. Okay. Keep that. Keep that. Now what else of this? Base constructor. Don't need that. Do I even need the image myself? No. Do I need a highlight? Possibly. The highlight's probably the same, isn't it? Blur radius 2, border thickness 1.5, border blur. Yeah, that's all the same thing. Ooh. Yeah, that... Nope, that's not going to be the same. Selected tile changed. Let's make that protected. And why not all of that too? I can't promise I know what I'm doing. But it looks better. It builds, I think. Okay. Well, not even used. Oh yeah, it's still going to blow up on Crystal Man. Let's open somebody else. Still happened. Let's take out this sprite image thing because it's not going to do anything. Assuming it needs something, let's put an empty grid in there. Now please don't blow up. It blew up. Okay, I broke something. Didn't I? Okay, so this is a tile image, and sprite is null, because what? Because I never called set sprite. That should be fine. You know what? What was it doing before? Just getting the data context. Was it a new empty sprite? That might do it. Nope, it's all busted. Crap. Wonderful. What did I do? Okay, this, even though this is a tile image, let's make sure, it's using this one. Aha. Ah, okay, so data context changed, uses this, it's using the base implementation. That's it. Instead of the tileset version. That's a pickle. Yeah, let's say okay. Now hopefully this is the one that gets called. Boom. Got it. And there's our tiles. Brush is not there because I removed that. Everything's happy again. Okay. That means is that I can now make another child class of sprite image that will handle multi-tile brushes. Yeah, let's just slap it in here. Make sure all that stuff is okay. Whoa, that's weird. Back in here, let's just change it right away to use instead of binding a sprite, let's just bind directly to the brush. Multi-tile brush image. Okay, that will work once it compiles. Let's just do that now. Okay, how long have I been broadcasting? So you can say 48 minutes. Not bad. Okay, now for this one to work, I don't need, I am going to need that highlight thing, but we'll get to that later. I need to override that. Okay, actually it's not quite the same, because I have more than one image, unless I want to manually draw on it. Okay, yeah, screw it. That was just a detour. Let's start by copy and paste the whole thing, and then we'll see if there's any overlap and if there's enough to actually make them share a base class. Multi-brush image, grid, no, grid, yep. I am going to need Mega Man Common. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. So I need a bunch of images. Yeah, thanks. And I don't need that, do I? this doesn't happen here. Instead, hopefully the order of children is not a big problem. Oh yeah, I do have to change that. Sure. Okay, now this is totally different. So for this one, instead of having a single image, we need to set up the actual grid of multiple images. And that means I have to set the dependency properties on each image. Great. Okay, here we go. Is it X then Y? Okay, I'm going to assume that it is. Actually, any other file is going to have a better enumeration of this. Let's steal that. Okay, wait. Is that a tile or? Yep. Okay. It's all going to be the same, but that's okay. The engine hasn't really been set up to work with any tiles of sizes other than 32 pixels, so was it 16 pixels? 16 pixels. So whatever. Even if it can't, I'm just going to pretend like it can and code it the right way. Now, well, first thing I have to set, I don't even know how to do this, set the, this class is a grid, I have to set its columns and rows properly. Oops. Are they disposable? Nope, that's fine. this gets kind of confusing. So take each image, yeah, I'll have to set the source. That's okay. Now I have to re-add all of the image children. And the reason we can't just reuse the same ones every time is because we could go from having 2 tiles in this control, in this brush, to having 8, and then back to 2, and so we'd have to change how many children this control has, depending on how many tiles, how many cells are in the brush. Anybody home? Nope. And now the important thing is the dependency properties. I don't know how that works. Oh yeah, there's static methods on the class. I know doing like some kind of canvas thing. Let's see. Grid dot set row of image. Woohoo! So row is the y value. Grid dot set column of image x. Perfect. That ought to do it. Now, can I this dot set, what's set value of me? Grid column emissions? Is that a thing? No. Okay, I'm gonna like pretend that I don't need to redefine the size of this grid for it to work. I'll just like see what happens. Sorry, that sounded awful the way I just said it. I'm gonna I'll just blank that out. Let's just see what we've got so far. And tick. Let's comment that stuff out and we'll and we'll come back to it later. Does anything happen? I don't know. Probably not. Set property template through an exception. That's interesting. Look, my exception box is dancing. Well, that doesn't really help. Type initializer for tile brush image through an exception. Okay, I can work with that. Doesn't that mean a static constructor? We'll see. Nope. Highlight property was already registered. Okay, I can't steal that property. Highlight pool type of sprite image. Oh, okay. Gotta register highlight property for myself. That should work. Okay, didn't crash. Presumably, hey, there's stuff here. What do you know? Brushes with no displays. That's fine. Okay. Equals brush dot cells 0 dot width dot tile dot width. I think it's safe to assume every brush has at least one cell. Okay. Equal sign in there. Now the trick, getting them to display. The way you do that see. I'm going to move this over here. There's no reason to split screen right now. I suppose I'll start by looping through everything again. So it's cells of XY, yet there's also images linearly. That's fine. Should I keep a counter or should I calculate it? First I need that. So that would be, it was added in the order of looping through Y inwards. So it's X times height plus Y. I think so. Just a little mental check. 0, 0, and then it'll go to 0, 1, y, so it's still 0 plus 1, and then when it gets to 1, 0, that is 1 times height plus y, so that'll be the one that was added. Say it's a 2 by 2, that'll be, well, it'll go to 0, 1, and then, yeah, okay, that works. All this is garbage. Wait. Why did it need size? I don't see a use for that. Is that used in here? No, that's just as useless there too. What do you know? Okay, grab it. Put it in there. Location equals cell.tile.sprite.currentFrame. That is way too many dots. Var source equals, oh fine. That might work. That grid stuff worked. Okay, so we got something. Yeah, I think the grid stuff probably did not work because I don't have columns or row definitions on there. Let's look up how to do that properly. Excellent. That should do it. Grid.row property, or no, that's different. That's what we've already got. Set the row and column on it. Programmatically add column and rows to grid. And another one control each cell. how to create a grid dynamically. Come on, come on. Column definitions, grid.columnDefinition.add. Excellent. And you can even give them heights. Row heights, probably column widths. Let's give that a shot. Okay, so in here, for each x and y, for each x that's a col, col.width equals this is going to work here, but I don't want to add the rows all over again every time, so we'll handle it when we get to that. Okay, what? This is just broken. That's just the width of one tile. So it might just work anyway. Nope. It got the whole... I mean, that's better, but we still need grids and rows and columns. Okay. Okay, what was that? Create the definition, add it, and then it has to be a new grid length object, and it's .columnDefinitions.add. Okay, that's work for the columns. I can do the same thing for rows, but I don't want to do it in here because then I'll get X copies of all the rows. I'm gonna be lazy, and this will look really stupid. I was gonna say if X equals 0. Yeah. Otherwise, I just loop through X and Y separately, make a separate set of loops. Row, actually, height, it's going to have a height. That ought to do it. Actually, I need to clear out all the column and row definitions before I do that, otherwise... Aha! It worked. That is awesome. Okay, now, so that they can be reused, it's just going to keep adding more and more columns and rows to the grid every time those things get recycled. That should be good. Okay, so can't select the brushes or use them, but we can see them. That's progress. What happens if I do click on them? It acts selected. Sometimes I wonder why did I make this yellow highlight thing when I've got this already? Like for entities, did I make the... Oh no, I just used that. That's fine. Excellent. Sweet, so this works already. Now, of course, it's not going to paint with it, because I have to set up handlers for that. So when you click, it changes the tool. But that will then work because the tools, I believe, are already set up to handle multi-tile brushes. There was just no way to access them. Great. Good progress. I'm going to commit that chunk of code with no unit tests. Isn't that wonderful? There's a good chance that -1 brush that I deleted from the text file might have actually been okay, but I still highly doubt that. Yep, okay. Add multi-tile brush. Multi-tile brush image control. Add brushes. Also document. Show brushes in pane. That's a long message. Great. Maybe I should take a break now? I don't know. Yesterday I actually had people in my channel. Today, nobody. Great. I guess I might as well cut the broadcast for now, and I'll come back another time. Thank you. Hope to get some subscribers sometime.